My name is Leisha Soberana Calvin-Mahili, and my Sociology 100 project is on the homeless epidemic in Hawaii. I particularly chose this topic in respect to my own personal experience. Since I have some experience with being homeless, I want to throw in a bit about that. I will be 19 this year, and half of my life I have lived as homeless, or what my grandma would say, houseless. My family lived at Mokuleia Beach Park on the north shore of Oahu. Considering we were pretty well taken care of because we had easy access to running water and government assistance, we could be considered more well off than other homeless nowadays. Even though my parents had full-time jobs, since rental costs were so high, we always ended up back at the beach with the rest of the family. Although, in 2007 we were fortunate enough to receive help to build our home in Nanakuli. That ended our struggle with homelessness, but I will always remember where I came from. So, for research, I really wanted to know the facts and statistics of homelessness in Hawaii, because it shows just how bad it is. Having Hawaiian blood, it's heartbreaking to me that 30% of the homeless population is Hawaiian, and as someone who grew up homeless, I really feel for the 23% that are children. The facts that really show how bad this problem is in our state is the last two. We not only have the highest homeless rate in the nation, but the highest housing wage at $34.22 an hour. A housing wage is basically how much someone would have to make in order to afford a 2-bedroom unit in Hawaii. That is more than 4 times the minimum wage. I want to include the cause and effect of homelessness to show that a whole lot of homeless people could be living in homes of their own if only the government stepped up and took hold of the issue. For most people, the cause of them being homeless is the lack of affordable housing, the high cost of living in Hawaii, and the low minimum wage and unemployment. Of course, there are those who ended up homeless because of substance abuse or even mental and physical disabilities. But the majority has to do with their access to money. Some of the effects of being homeless are more of a response to the environments that they live in. It can affect their health and can put them and everyone else in danger. But the children will face difficulties in their education, the way they socialize with others, and of course their upward mobility and the opportunities they have in becoming successful. For this topic, I thought that the conflict theory would fit best. Conflict theory states that society is in competition for limited resources and that the elite control the poor and weak. This directly reflects homeless and how they're in a continuous struggle for resources like homes and goods. Another theory is Max Weber's social component theory of stratification, more commonly known as the 3-class system. It claims that access to resources is based on economic, social, and political power, which the homeless don't have, and therefore they don't have much access to resources. As for some sociological concepts, we can connect the inequality gap, social inequality, and life chances to homelessness. In simple terms, the inequality gap is the uneven distribution of income. Since it is so large, more and more people are being pushed into poverty and soon after being homeless. As for social inequality and life chances, this can be seen in the social class of homeless people. Because they have such a low social class, they have fewer opportunities to improve their quality of life. Here are some organizations and charities that are reaching out and helping those who are homeless. The more well-known ones are the Hawaii Food Bank, the Salvation Army, and Catholic Charities. But there is the Kueva Project, which offers transitional housing and vocational training. IHS offers shelter, food, clothing, and medical clinics. And River of Life Missions, which offers legal aid, Christian counseling, job referrals, and hot meals and clothing. There's also many companies that do volunteer work. A lot of people came out to help build our home back in 2007. My call to action needs to take place on both a state level as well as a national level. As a state, we could be doing more by creating affordable housing and programs that help families with children. As for the national level, an increase of minimum wage from $8.50 an hour will greatly affect those who are homeless and many others in our nation. This is my references to where I received my research. Thank you for watching my presentation.